My son was born in 1999 with numerous medical conditions, one of which was an eye condition. He had about 6 diseases in his right eye. His eye had to be removed 10 days after he turned 1, and he got a prosthetic eye. So we went through several eyes over the years. We keep them now in a container with water so that they stay moist. Back then, he started pulling the eye out and chewing on it, and so I was trying to figure out a way to do behavior modification with him in a natural environment. So my mother suggested I create a couple of books for him using photographs, and so that's what I did. So here he is with his glasses. I actually made 2 books for him. One of them was about his glasses and one of them was about his prosthetic eye. So I have a nice pair of glasses. I wear glasses during the day, and then his parents and some friends. Lots of people that I love wear glasses, so this makes him feel like he's not alone. My glasses help to protect my eyes, so all the things seen here that he needed to protect his seeing eye from, that's why he wears glasses, because he only has vision in one side, so he must protect it. I look handsome and grown up in my nice glasses, so this was kind of a simple behavior modification book for early childhood, encouraging him to wear his glasses and not break them. This was the other book I created, Chandler's Bedtime Story. I wear a special eye during the day. At night, I go to sleep to give my body a rest. I need to take my special eye out so that my special eye can also have a rest. We made a bed for his eye. Resting my body and resting my eye helps me to stay healthy. Mommy and Daddy are very proud of me and my special eye. And these books were created back in 2001. Back then, of course, there was no such thing as Lulu.com or Snapfish or some of these other sites that you can now create books one at a time online. So I had laminated and bound them. These are real photographs, not digital. And then I took them to an office store and asked them to laminate and bind, and they charged me $65 a book just to laminate and bind. So 8 years later, I decided to start a business. Several people had seen these books and thought that they were a good idea for behavior mod, and they realized how indestructible the books are. They can be put in a crib, chewed on, walked on, crawled on, stepped on. As you can see, these are still intact years later. My kids have destroyed many paper books, but these ones are still in order. So I started making books about 2 years ago. I started my business. One of the first books I made was a behavior modification book for a child named Jacob, the teller of truth, and we made him a superhero of truth. My text talks about the importance of telling the truth and how his bus driver is proud of him when he tells the truth. He was having a lot of issues at school with lying, and so we put this book together, and then on the last page he could write with a dry erase marker talking about the things that he had done that week to be truthful. And he took this book to school. The teachers read it. They saw a change in his behavior, and they actually read this book at an assembly in front of the entire school. So that was one of the first books I created. It'd be fun to put a counting book together. So early childhood, this is English, Spanish, and sign, but I've made books for other people now that are Farsi and Italian and English sign, and Spanish. You can have up to 3 languages in this book, and it can be any language that you want. And then rhyming text down here that I write when I get the pictures of the child, and then they count their own face through the book. So my daughter actually learned to count using this book. And then when they're a bit older, they can practice writing here in English and Spanish, and then their numbers also with a dry erase marker. And then I put together an alphabet book for my daughter. Kind of explains the text that I use, and the words that I use are typically focused on emotional development and social emotional health, and curious, adventurous, brave, happy, generous, loving and kind, joyful and inventive, patient and nurturing. So it's very much focused on character words, and then a little poem in the back. And then this one was a name book I created, and it was my top seller for a long time. That's my name. Research tells us that our name is our favorite word because we like to hear it, and it makes us feel good when we hear our name. So this book has gone over pretty well. All the text focuses on the pictures I get, the letter of their name. Boy books look different. And then rhyming text down here for early childhood. Rhyming text works well for young children. They can memorize it and master the text pretty easily. And then the name at the end. So books can pretty much focus on anything people want. I've had people ask to have baby books made. Really, you can get something like this done at Snapfish. This is just a new baby book to show the family members holding and loving and snuggling and hugging and all of that. But of course, being laminated and bound, this could be put into a crib when the child's a bit older and chewed on, slept on, walked on, and it won't be torn up. So I've got quite a few parents who have bought books, and they say, your books are the only ones I'll put in a crib because they don't get destroyed. More behavior modification books could include a sibling story. This one was written with text that gets the boys thinking about the things they have in common and why they love each other so much, and a little bit of Spanish at the end, and then coloring pages for them. One of them loves Thomas, the other one loves dinosaurs, so they each got a coloring page in the back. And then this one, the mom wanted a book that made her son a superhero of courage because she thought he was a little bit too shy. So we wrote a book here. I put a poem in the front and then wrote a book about all of the adventures that he has and all the things that he does that are so brave and courageous. And then his sister's in the book, his best friend is in the book, and then a coloring page at the back. And then this one is now my top seller, We Love You Just the Way You Are, early childhood self-esteem focused. So when people send me their photos, I write the text based on the images that I get. And it's always a rhyming book because this is for early childhood. This is my daughter's favorite book and has been for about 2 years. So at the end of it, it's everybody in the family holding her, loving her, and she'll do all the hand motions to this book. We love your fingers, we love your toes. And then she'll say, that's Daddy snuggling me, and laugh. So this is a real good book for her. Sometimes people might want something real simple done with their photographs, so I can laminate red, green, yellow. It's on a flip ring, and then I write the words on the back. So you could also put stickers on the back like this. And then these teach color concepts to kids. You could use them as toys at home or in the car, and they don't get destroyed. So really all of my books are supposed to be learning tools. They're meant to be social, emotional focused, emotional intelligence, acceptance, getting kids to open up and talk, think about who they are, their family, their history. Any theme is possible. I have a background in writing and journalism. So I've written books about helping kids get over the death of a pet or a family member, sexual abuse books, helping kids move past sexual abuse. Those ones are hard to write. So some are real lighthearted, some are a little heavier, but anything's possible basically. And as stated, one of the reasons for laminating is because they're just about indestructible. I can do whatever I want with the design and the layout. I can move things anywhere, put text wherever I think it's most beneficial. For special needs, a lot of those kids do well with having like a picture over here and just the text over here. So for a special needs book, I might do like a picture of the mother here and then mother. And so they will learn that real quickly because we read from left to right. And so they'll see the word associated with the photograph, and then they pick up that word pretty quickly and the concepts attached, the feelings, the emotions. Using personal photographs obviously pulls the child in more than clip art or generic images would do. So that's why I use personal photographs and customized text for each situation, because I believe that every child is unique and different, and no two necessarily need the same book.